Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Do you know what the difference is between hoarding and prepping? It's a matter of a few days. While there's still time that you can go to the store and find things that you want, it's prepping. If you wait until the last minute when there's some emergency and everybody rushes to the store and they're scooping up any single thing they can get, that's not prepping, that is hoarding, because people are scrambling through the store, scooping up anything they can get at the store without any idea of perhaps even how they'll use it or if they need it. So preppers try to collect things a little at a time, plan for the things that they actually use, then use and rotate and replace those items so that you continue to actually supply yourself with your own store, so to speak. You have your own stockpile of the things that you use, so you don't have to worry about an emergency because you can go into your stockpile and get most of the things that you would need. When you have your own stockpile of supplies, it gives you a chance to take an inventory and think about the things that you have. How can you improvise with what you do have to make your things be more useful? How can you adapt your stockpile so it meets your needs better? Those are the supplies and the ideas and the thought process that allows you to overcome a lot of the challenges that we might face. I've been taking an inventory and trying to go through and organize my supplies a little better and look for any gaps. What are the things that have been in short supply? What are the things that are rising in prices? And the items that I really want to make sure that I have, so that if something bad happens, I don't have to rush out to the store trying to find those things. If you're a prepper, you have your things. You can hunker down. You can stay quiet and peaceful at home and use the things that you have. You don't have to go out into the mad craziness of people trying to stock up who just didn't take the time and opportunity beforehand. No matter who you are or what crisis you face on a daily basis, you need to be able to have clean things. Do you have enough dish soap? Do you have enough laundry soap? Do you have your shampoo and your bars of soap that you would want to use to clean yourself? Maybe you want to make sure that you have a new bottle of bleach. Bleach does expire. If you are planning to use it for water purification purposes, pick up a fresh bottle of bleach so that you have that capability. If you're not sure if your bleach is still good, open it up and smell it. Does it still smell like bleach? This one doesn't, so it's time to be replaced. Losing power is a possibility. Do you have some candles? Do you have the fuels, the butane, propane, whatever the fuels are that you would use for your emergency stoves? If you don't have an emergency stove, I've been to the store and I haven't seen any in quite a while, but you can maybe still find the fancy heat at the Dollar Tree. It's a little can that's like Sterno, that's like alcohol stove. And you unscrew the lid, it has a wick and you can light it, and it will actually burn for about 2 hours. So you could use it to do a little bit of emergency cooking, heat things up, maybe even warm yourself if the power goes out when it's cold. Some of these fuels will require you to have matches. Maybe you want to look in through your stockpile, make sure you have plenty of lighters. I was looking for lighters a few weeks ago and they were very hard to come by. I think there's more of them available now from what I've noticed, but when I was looking a few weeks ago, they were in very short supply. I also like to stock up on the long utility lighters. These are easy to reach into a fire pit, to reach into the bottom of a long, tall candle jar. You can use these easily to light your barbecue if your clicker doesn't work. And they're also nice to go into just your fireplace and your wood stove if you need to light a fire that way. Count up the number of rolls of toilet paper you have. Do you have plenty? I figure for my family, because I buy jumbo rolls, I want to have about 1 roll per person per week, and I want to have a year's worth. Toilet paper is something I don't want to live without. Lots of people think they don't need it. That's fine. Leave it in the store and I'll stock up on more. And so that's how I figure out how much toilet paper that I want to have for my personal use. Then I also like to have Kleenex on hand, and if you should lose running water and cleanliness can be difficult, get some baby wipes. These are great to clean you from head to toe. And they're great for not only having around the house, you can also take them camping, keep one in your car. I find that they last a little better if I put them into a Ziploc bag, seal it up well as an extra layer in case they get a puncture in them. And I like to store them also with the lids down, because should there be any leakage or any kind of a pinhole, then that's going to help them not to dry out. But if they do dry out, don't throw them away. Open the lid, add a little water, filtered water if you have it, and close it up, allow it to seep together, and they should be good to go again. If you've stocked up on canned food, make sure you have a manual can opener. If you have number 10 cans, I like this swing away. It opens way up, it has extra long handles, and the big crank goes all the way around. So when you're opening a number 10 can, it's not one of those crank it like this. These are excellent to use on your big number 10 cans. They really do the trick getting those open. I'll put a link to the swing away can opener down below in case you're interested in getting one for yourself. If you've been storing foods in 5-gallon buckets, make sure you get a bucket lid opener. The lids are so hard to pry up with your fingers. You place this over the rim of the bucket and then you pry up on the rim of the lid, and then it comes off easily so that you can access what's inside without harming your fingers unnecessarily. Figure out what batteries you most commonly use and have extras of those on hand. Batteries are becoming smaller packages, much more expensive, and I don't know about you, but AA and AAA are very common at my house and with my prepping gear and the things that I like to use, and so I like to have extras of these on hand. Store batteries in their original packaging and then store them with the little tips up, and try not to let them touch each other because that can shorten the life of them. Make sure you have plenty of bottled water. It's a good idea to just pick up another one every time you go to the store. If you remember last summer when there were massive wildfires and summer heat was just ridiculously hot, you couldn't get bottled water. Stock up now while you can. It's always good to have on hand at least 1 gallon per person per day for as many days as possible. Anytime you can find canning or preserving supplies, pick them up. They are becoming almost impossible to find. I've been looking every time I go to the store, and many times there is nothing. And recently, they did have 3 boxes of the small jars, the pint size with the regular mouth lids, which is not my favorite, but like I said before, if you can't find the jars you love the jars you can find because they are so handy for storing all kinds of things. Yes, they're great for processing your meat, your vegetables from your garden, but they're also good for storing dry supplies. I bought this one and I filled the jars. I have tea bags in some of them. I have split peas in some of them. I even have boxes of macaroni and cheese. I poured in the macaroni, added the little cheese pouch, cut out the directions and stuffed it inside. And then I just tightened the lid and put them down. You could use a vacuum sealer on this if you have the Food Saver vacuum sealer jar attachment. You could add an oxygen absorber if you have them, but we don't all have those things, and some of them are just becoming too hard to find or too expensive. So you are still preserving your food much better if you put it in an airtight container. And then if you have the opportunity to store it better later, go ahead and do that. But for now, I know that I can set these aside and they're going to last for many years, and I can go to them when I need them and use the food from them. And that's part of what you need to do, is be rotating the foods that you're storing. Don't store foods that you don't know what it is, you don't know how to cook, or you don't enjoy eating it. This is for a reason, that you are preparing to take care of yourself and your family no matter what the future holds. Having the idea that later on anybody will eat anything is false security, because in a real emergency situation, the last thing I want to do is find food that I hate when I could have used that space and money to store food that I like. So think about that when you're shopping. Stock up on things that you want, and those are the things that are most useful to you. If you're not sure if you like something, buy one, take it home and try it. If you don't like it, you learned, and then you don't buy more, and you don't have a whole stockpile of things nobody wants. But if you do like it, you can go back and get more, and that is sensible prepping. The thing to remember, it's always wise to stock up on things that you need and you use. Store them so that they will last the longest, and then you'll have those things when you need them. Prepping isn't hoarding. Prepping is preparing. We're not taking things from the store that anybody else couldn't come in and buy, but if they choose not to, that's an opportunity for preppers to continue to add to your stockpile. So when people leave comments of, stop taking everything, leave it for somebody else, I've gone to the store, there's always more. Anybody can go in and do what I'm doing and what you're doing of buying more food. But if they choose not to, that's an opportunity for me to still find the things that I want before there is an emergency and people do rush to the store and clear out whatever they can find. We can stay safe at home, sitting quietly, enjoying having the things that we prepared for these exact events so that we have what we need and we're safe living the best that we can. And that's all we can ever hope to have the best day ever, as many days as possible. If you liked my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.